Hey y'all, this is Joe with Dragon Fruit Dude. We've been going on this journey from starting from zero to growing actual dragon fruit. And last video, we got all the materials together to make our potting soil, and today we're going to plant our first dragon fruit. So if you'd like to follow along, just hit subscribe and you can continue on this journey with us. So let's get planting. The first thing I'm going to do is mix all these, wash all these sands. They aren't washed. So I need to wash off all like the powders and dust on these that could harm the plants a little bit. So I'm going to probably mix them all together and put them in one of these pots and just spray lots of water through it. And then put them back in these bags so that they're mixed together in a nice pre-mixed sand mixture for my pots. So let's do it. Okay, and before I started, I covered all the holes with some just paper towels and some granite so that all the material doesn't spill out on the ground. Okay, so here's all the three materials poured into here, and you don't want to be breathing this in when you pour it in, so make sure you're outdoors somewhere. And I'm going to be just putting some water on this, washing it all off. Okay, so after filling this up, the sand has effectively blocked the holes there, so no water's coming out. So I'm going to be taking this kitchen colander and scooping the sand up here and dumping it in this empty one so that we can get some of the washed sand out. Yeah, that's going to take a while. Okay, so now we've mixed up our three types of sand. This is what we're looking like now. So we got some big pieces interspersed among some smaller pieces and some medium-sized pieces. So I think it's a good mixture. So that'll be our sand base. All right, now that this sand mixture has dried out, I'm gonna put them back in these bags so I have room in here to split up my other soil ingredients. And also public service announcement, don't mix this up with your hands. The sand, is basically small pieces of glass, and I got some stuck underneath my fingernail, which is very painful. So yeah, use gloves when you're mixing this up. Okay, my sand is all dried out here. And I've got my first trellis set up over here, nice and level. So now I'm gonna mix up the rest of this soil so I can put it in that trellis. Adding the biochar, nice and black. Next we're going for the peat moss. Break that off, throw it in. There's all the peat moss. Now let's get the perlite in. All right, there's all our perlite. Now I'm gonna mix it up with a shovel and definitely have some gloves on. All right, here's the mixed up mixture. So it looks like a lot of peat moss, and you can see some bigger chunks of perlite, and then the sand and charcoal kind of disappeared into the mix, but this is what it looks like. Oh, here's some small pieces of sand you can see in there hiding around. But so this is the mixture. So I'm going to fill up this about 3/4 of the way, and then put in some dragon fruit. Here we go.
Oh, these marshmallows are so good. Yum! What's going on?
What's that noise? What? Della, what are you doing in there?
Oh, I was so hungry. I wanted to eat some of these marshmallows.
Della, those are not marshmallows. You cannot eat those.
Oh no, is it okay that I ate a lot of them?
No, I don't think that's gonna be okay. We need to get you to the hospital, like right now.
Oh no, my tummy's feeling a little sparkly.
Della, let's get you to the hospital right now, but the way we have to get there is a little bit unconventional.
Wait, what does unconventional mean?
I can't believe Della was eating the perlite. I got her to the best dragon hospital that I could find, so she'll probably be okay. But anyway, let's get back to planting the dragon fruit. Okay, so I put it all in, and it looks like it filled it up right to where we wanted. So there's the brick, and that's the soil. It'll probably compact a little bit, so it'll get a little lower. So now I'm gonna put in these dragon fruits. These are my Home Depot dragon fruit, which have been never taken care of. This one's kind of big. Got some long stems. Actually, that's from this one. This one goes way out here and goes back down to this pot. So the Home Depot dragon fruit is this pink flesh on the inside, or red flesh. Here's the name of it. You can see that. There we go. So I'm going to plant these 3 or 4, maybe even 5 into this pot. So here we go. Okay, I took apart 2 of my dragon fruits, and you can see the bottom goes from green to this brown, which I don't think it's so good, but I'm just going to plant it and see what happens. It's got a lot of good roots. This one you can even see has been pretty much decimated at the bottom here, but it's got a lot of good roots. It's got 2 wimpy stems on top, so I'll choose one to keep and one to get rid of. Okay, I've got one in. You can see it's got 2 branches coming off. And I've got the bigger one tied up, so I'm going to cut off this one right here that goes up with some pruners, and then this one here, I've got one branch that's kind of low, and the other one's kind of high, but it's pretty wimpy and bending down. So I'm actually going to cut both those off and have this one restart a new branch. So here we go. I'm going to cut this one off right here. Sayonara. And this one I'm cutting off right here. Oh, it's not tied up yet. One, oops. And this guy I'm going to cut off too. So hopefully we'll get a new shoot near the top. Okay, so that's that one. And so I'll tie that one up, and then got a few others to get going. Here are the second 2 Home Depot dragon fruits that I found, or that I got. This one at least have a lot better root system than the first one. So I'm going to plant those and probably trim off. I'm not sure which one yet I'll trim off, because this one's look healthier and that one's shorter. This one has one, so that's easy. So put these in. Already I've got these 2 in, 1 and 2, tied up, and that one's good. That one's pretty tall already. And this is the last one. This is the grandpa one, the oldest one. You can see it's got 2 shoots out the bottom, which, is not good. You want one. They both go very long. So I'm going to choose one of them to keep, probably this one. And then I'll plant that. So I'm going to cut it off ahead of time so that it's easier to handle. These are the roots of the really old one. Pretty good roots, and I've cut it off so there's one branch going all the way up. Looks like this will get above the trellis when I put it in. All right, so this one's going off too much to the side. I'm going to prune that. It looks like I got one more starting right there, so that should be a good one to train up. So this one gets clipped off. Okay. Then here, this one's going too much to the side. I'm going to keep this one on top. So we're going to clip this one. Clip. Okay. And then the old grandpa here goes up, 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 all the way up and way out the top. So I'm just going to, I'm going to let this one settle before I cut it. Finally, we got some water coming out. Okay, so I'm done watering for today. So that should keep us, probably a week, or at least a half a week of water. Okay, and so next I'm gonna probably give this guy a few days to settle in before I tip the top of this and start some shoots coming off this way. Okay, so I'll talk about that later. All right, so you can see we got those dragon fruit planted back there. That's our Home Depot trellis. So that has been a success. So if you'd like to follow along, go ahead and hit subscribe. And I just talked to the doctor. Della is doing great. She's going to be back up and at it in about 2 days, and I'll tell her not to eat any more of those marshmallows. So have a great day, and let's grow some great dragon fruit together.